with the folks who bull Marcus with 205 numbers after the name. A little games beating action over here, a little Tetris effect, man. This was actually kind of a weird one, man. I mean, I played it back in the day in the PS4 when it came out. I really loved the idea, and it wasn't like that expensive a game either. And I kind of played it for like a little bit. I liked it, and that was it. But I guess they kind of added this whole like new multiplayer experience to it, whatever. They released it on the Xbox Series X, whatever, the new Xbox. Let's just call it that. The name, the verbiage is just out of control with that. But basically, like, it was the first game I kind of played on it. I wasn't sure what I was gonna play, what I wasn't gonna play. I got Assassin's Creed eventually. I forget what Call of Duty was like coming out like that time. But when the actual system released that first day, the first game I really wanted to play was Tetris Effect, and I kind of played through everything. The whole like journey thing, I believe on the hardest difficulty. I gotta double check that, but I went through kind of the whole journey thing, and then I played a lot of the multiplayer, and I still kind of do play the multiplayer. This is actually me playing the other day. I'm gonna incorporate that footage at some point in here. Honestly, I don't record that much of it. I usually just don't have like the setup set up to record it when I play Tetris, but I'm gonna try to start adding it on here, man. If you like Tetris, period, then you are going to love this game. This is one of the best Tetris games I've ever played in my life. Honestly, if I had to kind of rank them a little bit, I'd probably go Tetris DS first, like the DS version of like the Tetris that they released, because there's so many different type of Tetris games there, along with the Tetris, and it was really one of those first multiplayer kind of experiences, at least for me, that ran like perfectly fine and smooth, and everything looked good, and the portability of it. I mean, that Tetris game to me stands out above the rest. And then this is second to me, and then you could kind of go with like the original Tetris, or maybe like Tetris and Dr. Mario, for example, that card for like Super Nintendo. That's a pretty powerful, strong package in there. But Tetris Effect, like this game, just, oh man, like the music in it like matches up so well with everything. It's so cool to kind of flip the pieces and like hear like the tunes change and stuff like that when you're playing through the journey mode. It's difficult at times, but it's fair. Like, it's Tetris, like you're not like doing anything like, you know, kind of like that crazy on it. So overall, like, I couldn't be happier with my experience with it and playing it again over here. Basically, like, the Series X, I guess, kind of adds, like I said, this multiplayer connected mode where 3 people play against one, or the computer, or once a week you could play against another person or something like that. And then it adds in, I think, like, I guess maybe the other one did have a suite of multiplayer game. I've never really touched the multiplayer on the other one, but maybe this one has a whole multiplayer thing. I gotta double check that. But either way, it adds definitely the connected mode. And it just looks better and, you know, runs a little bit smoother, I guess, right? It uses HDR, so if you're into having to pop a little bit like that, knock yourself out. So it, to me, and the fact that it's been Game Pass, which is like just dope. I have this game, I never buy it. It's in there. I always kind of question the whole not having to buy it with Game Pass, right? Because you're paying for the service, right? I think about it sometimes. I was like, oh, it's on Game Pass, so I got it for free. And I'm like, no, I'm paying for Game Pass. It ain't free. Like, it's literally what I'm paying for is the accessibility of these games. But it's a pretty, like, sweet deal. And, like, I probably wouldn't have purchased Tetris Effect for the Xbox Series X unless it was like on a really like discounted price, like a good deal, because I already played it. I literally have it on the PS4. I can put it in my PS5 how I feel like it and play it that way. Not with all the pizzazz of this, but still, it's Tetris or whatever. But the fact that it was on Game Pass just immediately was like, alright, well, let's get through this over here. And it's a pretty quick game. If you're good at Tetris and you like Tetris, you get through like the actual story mode of it. Honestly, in one sitting, really, if you really feel like it. But if not, just a couple sittings, you can kind of get through with it. If you're new to Tetris or something like that, it's also a pretty good way to kind of break in. There is a lot of stuff going on in the background, so that might be a little bit confusing if you're completely new to Tetris. But there's a variety of modes that you can kind of play in, where you can kind of do like a little bit of training or just play like a little bit slower and stuff too. So it's not all like hardcore like Tetris all the time. You can really tailor the experience to whatever you want, which is kind of a testament just how like the developers kind of thought about everybody, right? They thought about like, here's your hardcore Tetris fans, here's your not hardcore Tetris fans. When you play in the multiplayer, it kind of tries to skill-based matchmake you a little bit. I think I've lost like once though, and I got like just matched up with some like god or whatever. But they mostly end like this, where somebody else just says like, whatever, this guy's got me, I'm out of here. So Tetris Effect, man, if you haven't played it, pick it up.